Good evening, council, mayor, audience. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, August 22nd, 2016. The roll will show that all members are present with the exception of Councilwoman Makowski.
She's excused.
So noted. This is an amended agenda that we're asking for you to approve tonight. The amended agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4, chairperson's report. Number 5, mayor's report. 6A is the clerk's report. 6B is the treasurer's report. 7, public comment. 8, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. 11 is warrant 16-16, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the amended agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Abdo for approval of the amended agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, agenda approved.
Number 2 are the minutes, and item 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular council meeting held on August 8th, 2016.
I'll move for August the 8th, 2016.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held August 8th, 2016. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, minutes approved.
Item 2B for approval are the special meeting minutes that were held on Monday, August 8th, 2016. The first meeting was at 6:00 p.m. regarding the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, and at 6:30, there's a special meeting regarding the usage and leasing of Fire Station 1.
So moved for the approval of minutes for the special meetings held August 8th at 6 o'clock and 6:30.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe for the approval of the minutes from the special meeting held Monday, August 8th, almost 6 p.m. for Neighborhood Stabilization Program, 6:30, usage and leasing of Fire Station 1. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
3 is petitioners. Tonight, Mr. Chair and Council, we have 2 petitioners on the agenda. The first item, 3A, this is a request waste management zoning map amendment rezoning for the location of 5980 Inkster Road. We have Mr. Ted Hirsch that will be presenting. After the presentation, Council, this item will require action from you for first reading for the request for the rezoning. Mr. Hirsch?
Thank you. Good evening, council.
Good
Thanks for
evening.
being here tonight. As she mentioned, my name is Ted Hirsch. I'm here with Midwestern Consulting and also on behalf of Waste Management. Here to present our request for rezoning the property located north of their existing facility at 5980 Inkster. The parcel is currently vacant, and it's Waste Management's desire to build a 130-space parking lot to provide employee parking for existing employees at the site that they don't currently have enough space for them to park. So the property, the vacant property to the north of the existing facility is currently zoned light industrial. In order for them to expand onto that property, it was the Planning Commission's requirement that we combine the parcels, and in order to do that, need to rezone the subject parcel to empty. The operations for Waste Management won't be expanding. It's just going to be relocating the existing employees that don't have enough room to park. The rezoning to MT will be in compliance with the future land use maps for the city that all the surrounding areas are heavy industrial zoning, except for a couple parcels just to the north of it that are C3. As I said, since the operations won't be expanding, the Inkster Road should operate at the current level it is existing at. There shouldn't be any increase in traffic. So the health, safety, and welfare of the city won't be compromised. There's an existing wetland on site, which we've gone through a couple of iterations to provide the necessary parking and keep as much of the wetland existing as we can. So I think that pretty much covers the extent of the project. So I guess I
Mr. Wadsworth?
take any
had a-
questions.
Just a quick comment. That's the best dissertation I've ever heard for a parking lot. Is
Thank you.
it going to be paved, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be asphalt with curb.
If there are no questions,
Okay, Mr. Wadsworth?
no more questions, I'll move for the first reading of RZ 2016-002, Waste Management Zoning Map Amendment at 5980 Inkster Road.
I'll support it.
Okay, it's been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the first reading of RZ 2016-002, Waste Management Zoning Map Amendment 5980 Inkster Road. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 3B, council, this is also a request for rezoning and zoning map amendment. This is from M&M Express Trucking located at 27732 E-Course. We have two representatives. We have Danny Kurtzel and also David Landry. So I don't know who's going to make that presentation. If you would introduce yourself, please.
Certainly. Good evening. My name's Dennis Crestel, Guido Architects, 23419 Ford Road in Dearborn. We're looking forward to the council's approval of this conditional rezoning to MT, following through with the Planning Commission's recommendation to do so. We also hope that you've noticed there's been a substantial amount of cleanup to the site by our clients since they purchased the site a number of months ago. As pointed out to the Planning Commission, the proposed use for this site does not include an unloading or loading freight terminal, truck stop, or a fueling station. Our client performs heavy truck repairs, tractor and trailer repairs, and they use state-licensed mechanics. Our client's fleet drivers also use the site to park their personal vehicles and then leave them and return from their route. The repair facility that we're contemplating for this site generally operate Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the drivers, leaving their personal vehicles and taking their truck, tractor, trailer out on the route, they can return sporadically during the evening. Mike, over here, just wanted to point out. I'd just like to point out on the site plan, we have a 4.72 acre site, 3 buildings that exist. The southerly building currently houses a crane operation, repair, and outdoor storage. This building next to it currently is a storage building. The building to the north is currently a truck repair facility. Our client is proposing to use this building as their tractor-trailer repair facility for heavy repairs. They're planning on tire storage with the fire marshal's approval in this building, with the front of the building housing their dispatch office. And then this building will be taken over, and they'll perform more truck repair and trailer repair out of that building. The site is broken up, as you can see, the lines indicate parking for tractor trailers. We also show the vehicle parking necessary for the employees. And this area up in here is this area over in here is indicating the parking spaces required for the truck drivers, for them to leave, a place for them to leave their vehicles during the day. The balance of the site will contain underground stormwater storage system and landscape berms, 50-foot wide buffer with 5-foot high berm on the frontage, on the west side, and on the north side. There's a 10-foot setback that exists, required setback, I believe, that exists on the east side. That is going to remain as such. There is new paving proposed on the site, and there are also areas that have been indicated that would be left unpaved, shown in these X's, and according to our understanding with the planning department, that can be approved by the planning department to have some areas unpaved, but they'll be gravelled. There will be an addition of a fire hydrant that's not included on the site at this time, and there'll be proper drainage to storm structures that will drain into the detention pond and out into a culvert in Ecorse Road. I think it was noted that, well, it has been noted that in lieu of construction of a sidewalk along the frontage, we're looking for a payment in lieu for the construction of that sidewalk, as the difficulties that are going to arise working in this right-of-way, this Wayne County right-of-way, probably even the county, I think, agrees we'd be better off omitting the sidewalk there at this point. I would also like to point out that I believe it was mentioned in one of the minutes from the Planning Commission that the site, now it's proposed to be totally irrigated, all the new landscaping, and that the site, if we were to propose the correct species, which we do not show at this time, we still call it to be irrigated on the site plan that's submitted before you, and if we were to revise that with some additional species or revise it to some species that would warrant the omission of the sprinkler system, I believe the Planning Commission had agreed that that was possible if the consultants looked at it, and they approved that kind of those species. So that'd be something I'd like to see remain in the approval as a condition. If there are any other questions on the site plan, I'd be happy to answer them. The client's attorney, Mr. David Landry, is here to present the conditional rezoning agreement, and so I'm going to turn it over to him.
Good evening. I'm David Landry, representing M&M Express Trucking. We are before the City Council tonight to request conditional rezoning approval of this 4.7-acre site from M1 Light Industrial to MT Industrial Transportation. The Planning Commission did recommend approval and approve the site plan. Currently, this site is used to store large boom trucks. That's a tenant. We have instituted eviction proceedings and obtained an eviction order for that use to leave. The intended use is semi-tractor truck repair, indoor storage, not outdoor storage, of the materials to repair these vehicles, an office for our dispatch, accessory parking for tractors, trailers awaiting repair, and personal vehicles with the driver. We are making significant voluntary improvements as part of the conditional rezoning agreement. We are reconfiguring the entranceway with approval from the Wayne County Road Commission. We are instituting underground stormwater detention, asphalt paving and striping, and significant landscape improvements with 5-foot berms around the north, west, and south to protect the residential properties from the headlights of the vehicles coming in and out. With respect to the conditional rezoning improvements, there are significant limitations we are offering to voluntarily agree to. On page 3 of the proposed conditional rezoning agreement, we set forth a number of uses that are principal permitted uses under the MT zoning agreement that we are agreeing not to include. So we are excluding most of the heavy-duty uses here. We are also agreeing there is no loading and unloading, so there's no misunderstanding. This is merely a tractor-trailer dispatch. No products are going to be loaded. This is not a truck terminal. It's merely a dispatch where the drivers will park their cars, the tractor will leave, grab a trailer, go to some other state, pick up a return load, but not bring the load here. It's merely a dispatch station. From the standpoint of your ordinance, we are limiting principal permitted uses. We are complying with all dimensional requirements of your ordinance. We are improving the infrastructure with the underground stormwater detention, and we are minimizing impact on surrounding properties and enhancing the natural features by installing the berm. So unless there's any questions, we would request conditional rezoning.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Just a quick question. Are you going to use the existing building, or are you going to expand that building?
We're going to use, there's 3 existing buildings on
Looking
the
at the-
property. We intend to use those. Obviously, we have to have inspections from your city folks. The buildings are kind of old, and so clearly your folks are going to have to come in, and I'm sure they're going to make some improvements.
Are you going to repair them there too, or you're going to be repairing them also in the building?
Yes, inside. Truck, let's say an engine needs an oil change,
Okay.
or it needs a new alternator. They're going to go in those buildings. The repair is going to take place inside for the tractors.
Okay, and then when you get business, the truck leaves there empty to go somewhere else to get a
Correct.
load, comes back
Usually,
empty.
a lot of, if you're familiar with this, it's called trip leasing, where a tractor will go pick up a trailer that's full, drive to Dallas, unload it, pick up another trailer, return, drop it off at a GM facility or a Chrysler
Okay,
or a
all right.
Ford facility. That's
Thank you.
the nature of the business.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
This is requiring, this is for first reading, so it requires action from council.
I'll make that motion. And I would just like to say that they came in front of the planning commission a few times and with a lot of discussion and come to a good conclusion. But anyways, I'll make that motion for first reading of RZ 2016-001/SPR 2016-003 for M&M Express Trucking located at 27732 E-Course, conditional rezoning, zoning map amendment.
Support?
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the first reading, RZ 2016-001, SPR 2016-003, M&M Express Trucking, which is at 27732 E-Course, conditional rezoning. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
No.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you very much.
Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The chair doesn't have anything tonight, but I would like to recognize Councilman Kraut.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. I want to congratulate my wife on retirement. She's been retired for about 44 years, and she put up with me for 42 years. And I love you very much, Sandy.
And tell her about the chocolate cake that you
Oh, yeah,
make. She makes some good chocolate cake.
she does.
So tell her save me a piece.
She does. Well, thank you very
Congratulations,
much.
Mr. Kraut.
And I want to make a resolution for Irma Wells. She turned 97 last week,
Support.
And she's my second mother, and I love her very much, Mom.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for Ms. Irma Wells for 93rd birthday?
97.
97.
97.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Next, I would like to recognize Councilwoman Roscoe.
Yes, I would like to ask for a no-fee permit for road closures for the Romulus Community Baptist Church. They are having their annual picnic on August 27th, which is this weekend. The subjects, the roads they need closed is Boise Walkway and Colorado Street from 4th Street to the church property line.
I'll support that.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, for a no-fee permit for Romulus Community Baptist Church. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. That concludes the chairperson's report.
I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
And number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. Tonight, quote I brought goes as this: good teachers know how to bring out the best in students. And I picked on that one because, as you know, we're off next week, and then shortly after that, schools start to open. And just a reminder to the public, a lot of times through the summer, even though there's activities going on, you have more kids out at bus stops, on the street, staff, faculty, others driving back and forth, so our traffic increases around the schools. Just be conscious of that, be safe, please abide by the laws, and keep our kids safe. So I know also they're starting off, I think this Friday is the first home football game. So come out and support the Eagles. We're looking forward to a good season there also. As far as some other things going on, there's a quick video clip. Raj, can you run that, please? And then we'll get into our normal action items.
Thank you, Mayor. Here are the news and views this week around Romulus. There's only 1 week left for Sounds in Downtown. Come on out this Friday to hear the Journey tribute band Infinity and Beyond. We've had a very successful season, including Cruise Night 2 weeks ago with a special candlelight luminary ceremony by Relay for Life. The Farmers Market continues on Wednesdays from noon until 6 p.m. The Romulus Fire Department is hosting their annual open house at Fire Station headquarters on Saturday, August the 27th. St. John's Lodge Annual Youth Day will also be August the 27th, and we are encouraging families to attend both events that day. The Romulus Senior Center Health and Wellness Fair will be Tuesday, September the 13th from 9:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. This is open to people of all ages. Our 19th Annual Pumpkin Festival is now less than a month away. Sign up to be in the Rotary Parade of Lights on Friday, the September 16th, or volunteer at the festival that weekend. Learn more at romulusgov.com/pumpkinfestival. Save the date for the Fall Free Citywide Yard Sale weekend, which will be September the 22nd through the 25th. Remember to stay tuned in following this meeting for our complete news show. Visit our website for more information on any of the events and programs we mentioned today.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Roger. Now for my action item report. First up is item A, and what you have is a request before you to concur with the administration and approve the requested change order for the Blue Ribbon contract. And that's to complete the Wickham Road water main installation project, concrete replacement. The payment is for emergency water mains and additions to the catch basin alternative drainage issues that they ran into out there. For the new concrete foundations. The change order amount is $18,254, and those funds have been verified out of the construction in progress fund that's listed.
So move for the Wickham Road main installation contract.
Support.
Order number 1.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut. This is for the Wickham Road Water Main Installation Contract. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next item B is just a request to concur with administration and appoint Roberto Scapitici, DPW Director, to serve as my alternate on the Downriver Utility Waste Authority for the city of Romulus.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Kraut. This is to concur with administration and appoint Roberto Scapitici,
Scapitici.
Scapitici, DPW Director, to serve as the alternate representative to the Downriver Unity Waste Authority for the city of Romulus.
We just call him Roberto, John, just to keep it
Okay.
simple.
Roberto.
That's more easier, So, Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next item, C, is to concur with the recommendation of Tim Keys, Economic Development Director, and to authorize administration to adopt the attached resolution that's supporting the establishment of an industrial district for Insight Development / FCA US LLC.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for the resolution for Insight Development, Detroit Region for Aeropolis.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for request for a resolution, Insight Development, Detroit Region, Aerotropolis. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
I don't know if this is to the mayor, to Tim. As we develop this parcel more, are we ever going to look into making an exit on Pennsylvania? I mean, it's one way in and one way out only, and it's been that way for years.
For the park in general, it'll stay that way. Insight will develop a secondary access off of Pennsylvania.
Off of Pennsylvania.
But that will only be for their use only.
Okay, so it's not going to go all the way through then?
No.
All right, all right. Okay, fine, thank you.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Item D is a recommendation by our legal counsel, and they're respectfully requesting that we adopt an attached pending litigation policy. It'll be policy number 34. That'll be added to the City of Romulus Employee Policy and Procedures Manual.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms.
I
Choate.
would make that motion that we adopt pending litigation policy number 34 for the city of Romulus in the employees policy and procedures manual.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Abdo. And this is to adopt the attached pending litigation policy number 34 for the city of Romulus and its employees policy and procedure manual. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, and motion is approved.
Thank you, council. Next item is E, and that's a request to reallocate funding for the Middle Belt Road Water Main Project in the amount of $378,431.02. The funds will now be utilized in the fiscal year 15-16 budget and used to pay for the Blue Ribbon Wickham Road contract that you previously approved in the 16-17 budget year.
So move for budget amendment 16/17-7 for the water and sewer fund.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, and this is for approval of the budget amendment 16/17-7, Water and Sewer Fund. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next item is F, And this is a recommendation from Lynn Conway, Purchasing Director, and also DPW to concur with the administration and extend bid award 11/12-22. This is for a one-year extension to Remark Asphalt for the application for their hot bituminous mixture for the repair of major and local streets on an as-needed basis, along with any asphalt repairs that the city needs done based on our Building and Grounds Department and budget.
I'll make that motion that we grant an extension.
I'll support it.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choke, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and this is for the extension of bid 11/12-22 one-year contract with the hot mix asphalt. Ms. Choke,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe, Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. And the last item, with a quick correction, this is for our demo list. It's been through the complete process. And the motion is basically going back to the original intent, which included Colbert. You notice it said excluded. So what I'm going to ask that we do is keep Colbert in that list of properties to be demoed. That will basically just change the amount from the 76,200 to 86,900 will be the new total that does include Colbert. So it's the original list that came to you that went through the process, but today we were notified that that is going to stay on that list. So what's before you is a recommendation from Lynn Conway, Purchasing Director, Bob McCrate, Public Service Director, and a request to concur with that administration awarding the bid ITB 16/17-01, demolition list 14-01, and to the lowest bidder, Van Ashe Construction. The amount is $86,900, and that includes all the properties listed.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion for award of bid ITB 16/17-01 for the demolition list 14-01, and that would be a total of 9 properties, am I correct?
Yes.
So, yes.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, and this is to award of bid ITB 16/17-01, demolition list 14-01, and that was for an amount of $86,900. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you, council, and that concludes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. Line item 6A1 for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1516-22, General Fund. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of August 8th, 2016.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 15/16-22 for General Fund.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 1516-22, General Fund. And this budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting on August the 8th, 2016. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A2, this is a study session request from the City Treasurer, Stacy Page, for Tuesday, September 6, 2016 at 7:15 p.m., and this is to discuss the fourth quarter investments.
So move for a study session, September the 6th at 7:15.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for a study session. Request from our City Treasurer, Stacy Page, for Tuesday, September 6, 2016 at 7:15 p.m. to discuss fourth quarter investments. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we will have a study session.
That completes the line items under the clerk's report. For your information, we provided 2 notices. One is from the Michigan Municipal League. their annual convention meeting notice, scheduled for September 14th through the 16th. This is going to be held on Mackinac Island, so that information is provided for you. Also, we have some information from the Wayne County Drain Commissioner, and these are notices of day of review of the drainage district boundaries and review of the appointments. So those are listed for you. And we also provided, we received today actually, kind of a fact, a questionnaire sheet, some more information.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That concludes the clerk's report. And our city treasurer is not here this evening under the treasurer's report. Number 7 is public comment, and this is the portion of our agenda that's set aside for those of you in the audience. If you would like to have comments, please raise your hand. After you've been acknowledged by our chairperson, approach the podium. We ask that you state your name and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Mr. Chair, we do not have any written requests.
Any requests from the audience? Yes, Mr.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Tamika Bowles. My address is 9534 Chamberlain. And I just came here on behalf of Mount Olive Baptist Church to just, first of all, just give thanks to all of the elected officials that came out to support Pastor Thompson's 35th pastor banquet. We just wanted to say thank you again for all of your support, and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments from the audience? Yes, Ms.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Gina Wilson Stewart, 10748 West Jefferson, River Rouge. Just had a couple questions. Under 5D, policy number 34, it was passed. I just wanted a brief idea of what that was and if it was something new, why was it changed? And I know, you want me to just list all the questions right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And the next one, under F, it was extension of bid 11/12-22, extension for a 1-year contract. I was wondering, did that go out for bid, or was it just decided that they would get another year on the contract? And then also under G, the $86,000 to demo 9 houses. That's actually pretty good considering the demolition costs that Detroit was having. Theirs were averaging like $13,000 per house to tear down. So that was a pretty good rate for you guys. So it was like under $10,000 per house. So that was good. And then the last questions I had was, I wanted to know, when is the next election for city council and mayor? I just don't know when that is.
Okay, we will address that on unfinished business.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and when do you have to be a resident to run for a position? You can ask that part B of that question.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, thank you. Any other comments from the audience? No more comments from the audience? We'll close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
Mr. Barton.
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
I have a compliment that began with a complaint in the city. A couple weeks ago, there's one business on Vining in Pennsylvania. It's a cabinet shop. It's been there for 50 years. And the owner called me down, and he showed me the weeds hadn't been cut. The road had stuff in it, and there was a problem with the post office making deliveries. To get to the point, I talked to Mr. McCrae, and him and the DPW, probably through Roberto too, went out there, and they cut the weeds and they graded the road, and it looks good. It looks very good. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, for the unfinished business comments.
Mr. Chairman, I can answer a couple questions that came up under discussion for council. As council's aware, the policy change for item D, we did add to that policy. That is a new policy. It's basically a summary of that is that if we have pending litigation against the city, it would be very clear based on this policy that any employee could not illegally provide information to that other side that could be detrimental to. So that was clarified by our attorney that we should put that in with that language. So that was that item. The one about the 1-year extension, that was a 1-year extension that was allowed. There were no changes in price. This is the same contractor, local business that we've used for the hot patch and for asphalt jobs. So that's kind of common practice. The demo list, I agree. And I appreciate council allowing us to amend the agenda to do that with not having a regular meeting next week. I didn't want to delay it. We have people that are anticipating these homes coming down. We get a pretty good rate. Again, it's bid out. This is a local company, the contractor that does the work. By you approving that tonight, it allows us to get moving on that list right away without waiting another 2 weeks. So we do look at the prices that we get bid. We had some questions about some other communities that were charging higher prices and getting billed higher prices. So we feel, it's council's direction, really, you go with local vendors, support local people. Local people usually do a pretty good job and are often some of your most competitive value overall. So we feel very comfortable with that, and I'm grateful that we can get all those properties done for that amount. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Braggs.
With regards to Ms. Stewart's question as to the year that for the local election, that would be next year. The primary office would be in August, and then the general election would be in November. Usually the filing deadline is around May. The filing deadline is usually around May. I don't have the schedule yet for the 2017 election cycle. With regards to the residency, I'm not sure. I think it's 1 year, but don't quote me. What we can do, Ms. Stewart, is we can provide that. We can send you an email and show you in the charter, direct you in the charter where that's listed for you. Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Is there any more unfinished business? If not, number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
Mr. Barden?
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
Just a quick plug. During the Pumpkin Festival, we're playing bingo for the animal shelter Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's all the proceeds go to the animal shelter, and we're looking for volunteers who want to help. Contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman,
Ms. Cho?
I have an announcement also.
Okay.
Mr. Wadsworth's playing bingo, and we're playing euchre
Oh, okay.
for the Romulus Memorial Cemetery. The euchre tournament will be held on Friday, October 14th, 2016, at 6 p.m. at the Romulus VFW Post 9568, and they are located at 39270 here in River Drive. Tickets are $20, and the first place prize is $300. Second place is $150. Third place is $50. Only 100 tickets will be sold, and this fundraiser will continue to help the cemetery, the Board of Trustees of the Cemetery Committee, to raise money for future improvements in our historical cemetery. Right now, we're getting a new gate, and we have a lot of other improvements in mind that we want to do in the cemetery. For the euchre tournament, the food is free. There will be door prizes, and you will have lots of fun. Tickets are available now. Tickets are $20 each. And for ticket information, you can see Miss Lemon, Jan Lemon. Her phone number is 734-941-0996. Or you can call the mayor's office at 734-942-7571, or the clerk's office at 734-942-7540. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Chung. Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
In September, the Romulus Citizens Academy is going to start their classes back up. and I'm not sure if they're having them on Tuesday or Wednesday night, to tell you the truth. But you can contact Lieutenant Hall at the Police Department or Deputy Kraus, Fire Chief Kraus at the Fire Department. They can give you more information. It's on cable. It's on your Facebook page, on the city's page there, City of Romulus page. It's on our website. Lots of information. The classes are really good. You get to learn a whole lot about what's going on in the police department, fire department, how everything works. And it was really a really good learning experience. But anyways, classes are starting up. There's still availability, and it is at no cost to you. Everything is provided, and come out and get involved.
Thank you, Ms. Roscoe.
Is there any more communication? Not. Number 11 for approval is warrant 16-16.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I'd like to make a motion that we pay warrant 16-16 in the following amounts. General fund is $100,251.28. Major street fund, $17,291.99. Local street fund, $7,364.74. Cable TV, $10,817.63. Merriman Road Special Assessment is $55.76. Oakwood SAD is $250.31. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund is $192.66. 911 Service Fund, $10,814.84. Narcotics Forfeiture Estate is $3,009.29. Library Fund, $22,749.22. DDA, $471.97. Water and Sewer Fund, $518,162.93. Motor Vehicle Fund, $22,104.57. Technology Services, $662.48. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $167,708.80. Property and Liability Self-Insurance is $10,000 even. Revolving Fund, $8,567.28. Current tax is $457,000, $383.93. Delinquent personal property, $3,065.57. Payroll fund, $202,756.99, for a grand total $1,563,682.24.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 16-16 for $1,563,682.24. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 16-16 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo? Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.